Welcome back, fans, to the Cheap Heat Productions podcast empire, to episode number 4 of a little series we're calling Fast Forward to Flex Wrestling Frozen Fight Night. My name is Jack Kilby, no gimmicks guy on the socials, and I'm pleased to have a man who has quite a bit of momentum at this moment, carrying him through to February 28th in Savona, New York at the Mud Creek Bison Ranch. He is known as a very high-flying individual, exciting performer in the ring, Mr. Tyler Reed. Tyler, thanks for coming on the show today, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. This is going to be a lot of fun. I've been looking forward to it.
I guess it's as good a place to start as any to talk about what was it that inspired you to get involved in this crazy yet rewarding business of professional wrestling.
So I've always been a fan of professional wrestling. It runs in my family. Many people know Sean Carr and me are cousins. And so I never got into a ring before. An unfortunate thing that happened just over 5 years ago is my mom passed away. And when she did that, a few weeks after, Sean invited me and some of our other family members to kind of just go to one of the trainings and just kind of have fun in the rings. We've never done it before. And I kind of just took a liking to it. I kept showing up for trainings, and I ended up kind of booking my first show with my band and wrestling combined. We called it Suitor Slam. My band's called Second Suitor. And from there, I just kept training, kept getting show opportunities, and I just haven't stopped yet.
Mm-hmm. Great. Did you, when you were considering or sort of you I don't want to say fell into, but became immersed in the training process. Did you find that? Did you have expectations going in to that training process? Did you find it, completely different than what you expected, or when you had that first bump, did that become a situation where you go, oh, what did I get myself into? How did you feel about that entire training process?
Oh man, it was definitely like, I don't want to say nerve-wracking, but more just exciting, just getting the opportunity to even just get into a ring. And after the first bump, like, it definitely rocks you for your first time, but it was still just so much fun. And like, I don't know, after the first day of even just kind of just being around it and getting involved a little bit, I was like, oh, I very much enjoy doing this, and it's a lot of fun, and there's so much to learn and so much to always get better at, and it's a lot of fun. It's an amazing creative world and a good creative outlet, and I very much enjoy wrestling and don't plan on stopping.
Awesome. Your style again has been characterized as high flying, that impressive aerial attack that you bring to the table. Did you have a wrestler growing up or someone that you encountered thereafter, training, et cetera, in the ring that really influenced your style?
Yeah, I mean, growing up, the Hardy Boys were just, right away, that's the first tag team that pops into my head. Like, just seeing what they would do, the tables, ladders, and chairs matches, we were all enamored with those growing up, trying to replicate those moments on our trampoline and jumping off of garages. So, I definitely say the Hardy Boys were like one of the first for sure. And then even, just from being in wrestling for a few years now, there's just so much great talent to just watch and get inspired by. Like, I always like to say, like, I've been a fan of wrestling before I became a wrestler. So for me, I always love watching the shows when I can, seeing every match. It's kind of just like supporting bands on a show too. I like watching every band because I love music too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, that's a very old school approach to watch the entire card, not only just your own match. So that speaks to great attitude. But as a New York State based wrestler, you've competed in Excite, Immortal, of course, Flex, and some others, I'm sure. But what is it that makes New York State such a hot territory at the moment, if you will, in your estimation? Because they're really on to something there, and Flex is, of course, leading the way in that regard.
Yeah, New York wrestling, it feels passionate in every area of New York too. We're kind of the southern tier of New York. There's a great scene in the Syracuse, Watertown, Rochester, Buffalo. There's a lot of different promotions and schools, and it's great because I like to think iron sharpens iron, and I will. Everyone's doing this because we love it, but there's always that kind of chip on your shoulder to get better, and just, so you don't want to just be stagnant, and we all kind of motivate each other to get better in a way, and it's really cool to see because there's a lot of phenomenal wrestlers and just great wrestling all across the state of New York. I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And the word's getting out, but indie wrestling involves, a lot of road work, juggling responsibilities, paying dues, if you will, so to speak. How do you maintain or pull it all off with your band, your outside interests, et cetera, and making those trips on the weekend, if you will? How do you balance all those responsibilities?
Yeah, it's cool because, growing up, I wasn't wrestling, but I was playing in touring bands that would, travel down the East Coast every year and over to Texas when we could. And so, it's so big and important to get your miles in wrestling and traveling and being ready for that. And I love to think that, being in a band and having those experiences kind of set me up for, I understand it a little bit. And I understand driving and, being by yourself in a car for 3 hours both ways. And so you do it because you love it, and, you find fun. And I find great joy in just putting on albums, listening to music while I drive. So, you just find reasons to fall in love with it more, even the mundane and kind of not glamorous things. You find reasons to fall in love with it. And then the shows themselves are, they're the icing on top. It's great. Uh-oh. Did I do it? Hello? I'm having a good time. Gallon of water.
You hear me now?
Hello.
Sorry, I seem to be having technical difficulties with my camera. Apologize for that.
No, quite all right.
We'll just keep on a trucking though.
Sure.
In terms of the role of music in your band, Second Suitor, how did you become involved in that music? And do you find you've already talked about the intersect with traveling on the road for a band, et cetera, but how do you find that experience of performing in front of a crowd prepares you for pro wrestling and performing again in a ring?
Yeah, it's really cool because I love kind of thinking about and talking about the similarities and differences with the music and wrestling. And yeah, like I said too, I feel like the music kind of set me up to have a vague idea of, with the traveling and then performing, all of that. But wrestling itself is its own world, and it is very tough, very physically and mentally demanding, but it's still performing. And I love that part. I've always loved that part of, being in a band as well. But yeah, it's just a lot of fun. There's wrestling. It's definitely it beats you up a bit more, but I've broken bones in both music and wrestling, so they're both I'm used to it by now.
Fair enough. What's been your favorite match, opponent, or moment so far in your career, and why does that stand out for you?
Oh man, it's funny. I just went to training at the Flex Academy yesterday, and my tag team partner from My Chemical Bromance, Mr. Trevor Terry himself, he came down and we went out together. And during the car ride, we were both talking about this past summer. We both wrestled on a show for One Up Wrestling in Solvay, New York, and it was just the whole day was just what you live for. Me, Trevor, and my dad took a road trip up to Solvay for the event. We got to wrestle a really fun tag match with Chris Jackson. We defeated the Edge of Hope, and then Trevor was in the main event. He faced Matt McCoy and beat him, and then Mike Skyros got involved, and then at the end of the show, it was Tito Santana was in the ring with me, Trevor, and Mike, and it was just amazing. great show, such a fun experience. And then just driving back home and stopping at Burn and Dairy and getting pizza with Trevor and my dad, like, those are the days I live for. It's just so much fun, so much happiness and joy, and it's just it makes it worth it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. How do you deal with the physical demands on your body that are unique to pro wrestling, injuries, et cetera, and how do you stay motivated when you do get an injury to overcome those?
Yeah, I've unfortunately had a couple injuries through wrestling. I know it comes with the territory, so I'm happy to learn from those experiences and try to get better. But yeah, it's tough. You come back and you work at it because you love to do it. Injuries are setbacks and they suck, but if you love what you do, you're going to find a way to get back at it and try to be healthier and smarter in the future. Yeah, I've unfortunately, the first big injury I had in wrestling, Sean Carr kicked my rib and broke it. And then I didn't know it was broken, and my band had a show the next night, and I went and played and everything. Everything was great. And then the following week, I finally went to the doctor, and then I was out for some time. But, it happens. And like I said, the adrenaline kind of helps when you love what you do. And so, yeah, I don't know. You learn to be healthier and deal with those injuries and move on the best you can.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that's a testament that you're able to, finish a match with a broken rib. Man, that's not fun.
It was not.
Did you have to modify your approach in the ring thereafter? Because you do take those high risk maneuvers. Did that give you pause to consider, so to speak?
It definitely, I always want to be safe with what we're doing, but more so too, it kind of just encouraged me to take my health outside of the ring more serious too. Me and my dad, we work out 6 days a week. We lift in our basement and, just trying to eat better, better cardio, just trying to overall get better in the things that even aren't wrestling. So then it translates to wrestling. You overall feel better and whatnot. And so far this year, it's been great. It's been a lot of fun.
Awesome. Let's talk Flex now.
Yeah.
How did you first become involved in Flex, and what are your goals in that promotion specifically?
Yeah, I got involved very early with Flex. I think I was one of the first batch of people who kind of knew it was going to happen, and very appreciative of that. I love Flex. It's already feels like a home, and it feels like something amazing, and we love it. It's a great time. As for what I want to do in Flex, I would love to get my tag team partner Trevor Terry and me together and run some tag team stuff. I would love if Flex would. Hopefully, we can get some tag team titles in the picture. And I know there's a lot of great tag teams, but My Chemical Bromance wants to do a lot of cool stuff this year, so it'd be a lot of fun to tag with Trevor.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to be talking about one of the standout matches, February 28th, the High Seas against the Good Brothers, Gallows and Anderson. But the tag team division is definitely heating up there. In terms of February 28th, you're signed once again to be a participant in the Mud Creek Stampede Scramble. When I mentioned momentum at the top of the show, it's because you came out victorious at the Headbangers Ball in that match, and man, that was a wild and woolly affair, so to speak. How do you prepare mentally and physically for these chaotic type of multi-man events?
Oh man, they're a lot of fun because it's constant chaos. There's always something happening. You can only prepare so much, and the unpredictable things tend to happen in those matches. And it all kind of like you've mentioned, the momentum. And I was lucky to be in the right place in the right moment in the last match. And I finally came out on top when I pinned Ash Bennett. Him and I have had our fair share of issues and history. So it felt really good to hit him with the Meteora from the top and then pin him in the center of that ring. And who knows, hopefully this 28th show, I know he's in the scramble as well, unfortunately, so we'll have to see how that goes.
Mhm. Do you feel, you do have the momentum on your side, but do you feel any extra pressure, so to speak, to win again, given how that would cement you, potentially in the future? Flex has a new world heavyweight title, and we're going to talk about your prediction in the main event in a second. But it seems that match gets the attention of the championship committee, and I know there are further titles planned in Flex. Does this weigh on your thought process anymore?
Of course. Everyone wants to win. We all love what we do, but we all love winning a lot too. And with the competition as big as it is, with how many people are in the scramble matches, and having won the last one, I want to go out into the next one and prove that it wasn't a fluke and that I belong in that ring with everyone who steps into it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, that's the right attitude to have, but that the other participants are really going to be gunning for you.
Yeah, it kind of puts an extra target on my back, but also motivates me to work a little bit harder in the few weeks leading up to the show. I'll get myself in the best condition I can, and I'll be ready for whatever that match throws at me.
Well, fans, yes, you're going to want to go to flexwrestling.com right now and get your tickets for February the 28th, live from the Mud Creek Bison Ranch Frozen Fight Night. So many great matches. We'll run those down on the channel in the future, full card rundown, but everybody's looking forward to what's becoming a signature of Flex Wrestling, and that's the Mud Creek Bison Scramble. But don't hesitate. The seating is limited, and it's going very, very fast. You mentioned that you are a relative of the hybrid Sean Carr, so this may be an unfair question, but I've been asking everyone on this series what their prediction is for the main event ladder match. I mean, the hybrid is a guy that's done it all. He's a grizzled veteran, and he showed that he was willing to pull out all the stops to win that title in December at Headbangers Ball. That vicious move where he basically threw Shale Connors, the challenger in the ladder match, off the top rope through a table, taking him out of the match. No disrespect to Shale Connors. He's a very exciting, young, athletic performer. But I got to think that Mr. Carr has something to prove as well. Who do you have coming out on top in that ladder match?
Yeah, like you said, Sean did what he did in that match, came out victorious. And as I want to be proud of my relative for achieving something like that, you just wish it was done the right way and not how he did it. So with that being said, I'm a big Chael fan, and I think Chael kind of has an edge and an upper hand in this match. He's got a really big chip on his shoulder. I know he's really mad at Sean from the last match, and I guarantee he's going to come out with something to prove in this one. So my vote's for Chael.
Wow, well, that's a bit of a surprise, but I thank you for your honesty. Have you competed in a ladder match before? Can you share with the audience what you have to do mentally and physically to prepare for that? Because it is quite dangerous. I'm sure if you haven't been in a ladder match, I'm sure you're familiar with them from an insider's perspective.
Yeah, nobody returns from a ladder match feeling great. I'll tell you that much. They are brutal. They are physically, mentally, emotionally demanding matches, and it can definitely shorten and end careers. Everyone knows the dangers about it, and you hope everyone walks out of it afterwards. You're gonna leave definitely with some extra bumps and bruises, and you hope nothing more. But like I said, those matches are quite brutal, and they can get very violent very fast. So we will see what happens with that one with Chael and Sean.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That will be a very, very significant bout in the history of Flex Wrestling. But what's next for you, Tyler, in terms of, do you have any dream matches or goals for this year and then into the future? Because you are still, even though you have a number of years under your belt, you're still a young guy getting their feet wet in the business, so to speak. What is on your list, so to speak, of dream matches, opponents, etc.?
Ah, man. Yeah. I mean, the dream, the goal is to always just get better and earn every opportunity that comes your way. God, some dream opponents. I would love, oh my goodness. I would love to face Don Freeze one-on-one. I think that would be just so much fun. I would love to face Mike Skyros one-on-one again at some point in the future, even though we are kind of good friends. And but he brings out the best of everyone, as does Don Freeze. And oh man, I know it's been done, but I always want to mix it up with Sean Carr again, just because there's always meat on the bones there. We always have issues with each other. And I don't know, he's another one who just pushes me to my limits, and I always appreciate that. And obviously, hopefully, me and Trevor, we got a list of tag teams we'd love to face in the future as well. So the year's looking bright. We are very excited on everything looking ahead. And, we're just going to work hard and try to earn every opportunity we can.
Well, you're certainly drawing attention, given your performance in the last Mud Creek Scramble. You come out with a victory here, and you could very well be in line for a title shot in the near future. Let's not forget, fans, that the event that everyone's talking about, February 28th, Frozen Fight Night. Go to flexwrestling.com, get those seats, because they will be gone shortly, and you don't want to miss out on what is shaping up to be an incredible night of action from Flex. And don't forget as well, Flex is coming for the first time to Ithaca, New York, to the Hangar Theater on March 21st, 2026, headlined by Carlito. Sonny Kiss is just signed to appear on the card, and there's much more to be announced. Go to flexwrestling.com for both those events and don't miss out. Tyler, I guess I should ask you, where can the fans find you on social media and keep up with all the happenings in your career?
Yeah, Instagram is probably one of the best places. TikTok as well. My personal accounts, I post all my wrestling stuff, all my screen printing stuff, and all of my music stuff. So, I also have a band, Second Suitor, that is on all streaming platforms and social media stuff. And anywhere and everywhere that the internet takes you, hope I'm there in a good way.
Excellent. Well, appreciate you coming on the show today, and good luck on February the 28th.
Thank you so much for having me. This was a blast, and we'll see you and everyone on the 28th.
Well, fans, that's it for this technologically impaired edition of Fast Forward to Frozen Fight Night. Apologize for any inconvenience there, but make sure you go to flexwrestling.com, grab those tickets. Don't miss out. You'll see what everyone is talking about in terms of Finger Lakes Extreme Wrestling.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's great.
Thank you for watching this video. Please give it a like if you enjoyed it. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at Cheap Heat Productions. Don't forget to hit the notification button, and you won't miss any of our upcoming interviews, recurring programs, or entertainment products.